It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day and day 2 at our son and daughter-in-law and succulent baby's house in Claremont, California. Special shout out to member Janelle J. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support of our channel. We've got a lot accomplished already this morning. The garden is really starting to take shape. When I left you last night, we had staged the Yucca rostrata, the aloe ferox, and the special stressed agave cameronii. Aloe cameronii. Thank you, Hannah, that I brought from home.
And you had done that tapestry.
Oh, and I had also done this work here. Now, when we left you yesterday, it was getting a little later in the day. It was about 4, and this was in full shade over here by the fountain. You can see now at 10 approximately in the morning that it's sunny. But the way the sun works, this area will be in shade first. So take that into consideration as you are doing your own installations, to pay attention to how the sun moves through your space and plant accordingly. We have over here a bunch of rubble. This is so important to bring in when you are doing your landscape. When you get your boulders, make sure to include, this is 12, I think it's called 8 to 12 inch. It's basically just rubble, and what we use that for basically is retention. You know, as my mounding starts to get higher and higher, the further I go with this, I need to create little retainers. And it's really fun to do that with the rubble. So as you're planting, you are just retaining, plant, retain, plant, retain, plant, retain. It's really fun, and what it's offering me is more dramatic elevations instead of just undulating mounds. Now I'm getting shelves. I think I was inspired by the coral reef. We've got these beautiful variegated attenuatas. These don't get as big or grow as fast as the traditional foxtail. I think this is probably Cara stripe maybe. But remember, you can always move things. If things get a little too big for a space, just dig them up and move them. This area right here next to the house, I'm going to flank over on the other side and basically do the same basic treatment so we have some symmetry on either side of the drive. This rock is not staged because I still want to pull in some plants. Take a look and see how we have made such a dent already in the plants that I brought or had brought up from Sun Valley growers. I still have the majority of the oasis plants to work in. So right now what we're doing is just basically putting in all of our larger foundations. Then this afternoon we'll get going on filling in the gaps and connecting the dots. This is going to be a Disneyland over-the-top succulent tapestry. It's going to be crazy. I just love it. Small enough space, I can totally get away with it. I tell you, being in Claremont really has its perks, because look who stopped by. It's Jessie and Susie from Sucks to Be You. And I follow Jessie. I'm a huge fan. This man is absolutely amazing. He has got a heart as big as All Outdoors, and you've got to follow him. Look at this amazing arrangement that he made for me. Isn't it just so gorgeous? And he's been following the videos and knows that I can't keep a houseplant alive to save my life. So he brought me a water meter. So maybe we'll have to do some indoor videos. I will go take you guys with me to get a houseplant, and then honestly have you follow the journey from the time it comes to my house until I manage to kill it 60 days later. Yes, thank you. Yes. So, you know, it's always such a thrill to have followers come by, and I'm so happy that you both were here and that you brought me this arrangement. And Jesse has got a heart that's so big, and I found him. His daughter reached out to me a number of months ago. He didn't always work in plants. He's very new to plants, and he is blowing up because he's so generous, and he gives things away, and he has this cart and he pushes it around with his plants in it, and it's just, I mean, you want to smile and have something to be happy about, follow Jesse at Sucks to Be You. Thank you so much, Jesse and Susie, for coming by the job site and for my beautiful gifts. Oh. So it is the end of day 2, and much has been accomplished. I even took a break today to go do a new client consultation in Arcadia, California. I've got one in Rancho Cucamonga tomorrow, so that's exciting. Y'all be seeing more Team DFS up here in the Claremont area in the future. But today, and we were visited by Jesse and his beautiful wife, so it was just a really fun day of planting and meeting people. We are probably about 3/4 of the way complete with the planting. I've still got some gaps to fill. Greg went today and got the lights. We're gonna do 3 spotlights, or little spots. One here on that Ferox, one shining up on the Yucca rostrata, and then one over here on the fountain. So yay! Oh, look at you! See the little tiny lizard, baby lizard on the wall? Isn't that too cute? It's so tiny. I want it. I want to keep it. Why is it that little things are so much less frightening than big things? I don't know. Not in all cases, though. Anywho, so I still want to pull in do some tapestry work in through here, and we've got to get, you know, our little rock lazy river thing coming out. I'm gonna have Greg go get my bag La Paz tomorrow so that I can lay it out, so I get a better sense of where I want to do my plants. But you can see the difference of, you know, from what we did over there to what still has to happen here. Lots of additional planting to do. Then after Greg, poor Greg, it gets through here with the irrigation, we'll do the top dressing, which I still want to keep that kind of a surprise for you. I have also left room to get through and to walk back here in the event that anyone ever wants to, because you just never know when someone's going to get a hankering to walk here.
Point out my favorite plant?
Oh yes, the Kalanchoe Fire Rainbow, right here next to the Gibelliflora hybrid and the hybrid Crassula ovata variegate. We've got another thing too, is I used the standard Portulacaria afra this time. I didn't do a variegate, so I got the green kind, which really excites Hannah because it's one of her favorite plants. And you can see that I did some terracing in here too. Not as dramatic as with the coral reef because it's a much smaller space, but I really love how doing the terracing gives me the opportunity to come up a lot higher in elevation, which is just going to create a much more dramatic look. Can you think of anything else? So back at it tomorrow morning. For the most part, everything is holding up beautifully despite the fact that it's been in the low 90s here all week. As you can see, it is now, what time is it? 5:30. We're all, we're basically all in the shade now, so that's really encouraging. Here's Greg's port. This is where he's going to run the drip irrigation off of back here. So I was forbidden to do any more heavy planting in there until he finished. But I am going to see all these gaps in here. I'm going to be filling in between those. So, those of you that have been around know the idea is that this will all knit together like a quilt. So satisfying. All right.
The lizard.
Oh, is the lizard still there? Oh yeah, that tiny baby. Do you think
It wants water.
that it'll let me catch it?
No. Leave it be.
If it gets on my hand and goes up my shirt sleeve, I'll lose it. I'll have a stroke. But it's so cute. You're so so cute. So cute. So cute. Okay. All right. I'll leave you alone. Okay. So, anywho, thanks so much for following. You guys have been coming out in record numbers. Everyone's super excited about this installation. It really is going to be the landscape of the neighborhood for sure. We're super, super stoked to have you along on the journey. This has been Laura Eubanks reporting from Claremont on day 2 with your succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys.